All right, so we're officially recording and we're already on the screen share. All right, can everyone see my screen that we have up right now?
Yes.
All right, cool beans, let's run it. All right, so I'm just gonna start off by introducing the question and we're gonna just go through all the 4 steps of the problem that you guys wanted solved. So a series of 2-point crosses were carried out among 7 different loci, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, producing the following recombination frequencies. Map the 7 loci showing their linkage groups, the order of the loci in each linkage group, and distances between the loci of each group. So I'm gonna turn on over to who's doing number 1.
Me, Amanda.
All right.
So number 1 says, what do you need to know to solve this problem? And based off looking at it, you have to know that if it's 50% recombination, that means it's going to assort independently. And then if it's less than 50%, it's going to be linkage. So in order to solve the linkage groups, you have to be able to look at each individual one. And you can kind of like for right now, ignore all of the 50%.
Yeah, so basically like just ignore the 50%. They're not linked, they're not relevant to the problem. We're just trying to find out whatever groups are linked, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so how would we find the first step to that?
So for number 2, the first part, it says, what is the first step you need to determine? So the first step is to see whether the data at hand that they're giving us, whether it's linked or not. And then that you can see that by the 50% rule, which is like anything under 50%, so 49 and under, that would be considered linked. Anything above or at 50% would not be considered linked.
Yeah. So, and the second part of the question asks, what are the following steps after the first step, which was the 50%? So when you've seen which one has 50% or less, we need to focus now on the ones that have less than 50%, because these ones are the ones that are linked. And these ones that are linked, the number that is giving, that number, the percent that is given, sorry, is what represents the. And so the ones with the longest distances, that those would serve as the points, and the ones that are less would serve as the middle.
Yeah, you have to also do the order of the loci too.
Yeah, and the order can be found by, like, if you're going and trying to solve this for part 3 now. So the order of the loci can be found by identifying which groups are linked. So if y'all will look at the screen here, so I see that A and D have a linkage at 12% recombination. A and G also have a link. So let me draw that in. So A and D and A and G have a link. And I'm looking for anything else related to A, and A isn't linked with anything else. So I have a linkage group right now of A, D, and G.
And A and G, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know the order of them yet. I'm gonna find out my other linkage group real quick, and then I'll come back to solving this. But I know A, D, and G is one of my groups. So now the second one of my groups, let's go on down to B. So I have B to C is one. B to
E.
D is not. So yeah, B to C and B to E, and that's it. And
then E as well, we have C and E, which is 26.
Yeah, C and E is another one.
And also F is its own linkage group because it's paired. Everything it's paired with is 50, but it's still a loci.
Yeah, so our second linkage group is going to be B, C, and E. And F is a loner by himself. So we can ignore F for the time being.
Okay. Do we want to specify like about our endpoints and so on?
Yeah, I was about to solve that out now, actually.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so now what we have is I know A, D, G. Let's look at the percent combination for all of those. And now we're going to pick the highest to have the 2 endpoints on our recombination line. So A to D is 12, A to G 12. Is 4, and D to G is 8. So I have either, so I can choose from 12, 8, and 4. So I'm going to take the longest one, and those are going to be the 2 endpoints at the end of this link gene. So A, and then D over here. And all of that right there is 12. And now, so I have A on one end, I have D on the other end. The only one that's not there is going to be G. So G is my midpoint, and the distance from A to G is 4. So I'm going to put it on the left side of the graph. That right there, that distance from A to G is 4. And then from G to D is 8. So that is the order of the loci in each group. It goes in this first group, it's A to G to D, and the total distance between them is 12. The distance from A to G is 4. The distance from G to D is 8. So y'all on board with that so far? The numbers add up and everything? All right, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on to the second pair. So the second pair is B, C, and E. So we're going to look at which one is the longest here. We have a few options. I'm going to go on ahead and move this out of the way real quick.
B would be the longest because it has 18.
Yeah, let me just move that out the way real quick. So yeah, so B and what was it?
E.
So B and E, whoops, that's a D. B and E is 18. C and E is 26. And B and C is 10. So the longest here is C and E. So those are the two ends of the group. So let me pick a better color. So if I'm starting the chromosome line, I got C down here. I got E over here. And that distance between the two of them is 26. Now, where does, so we have C and E. The one that's in the middle is going to be B. So I have B. Now, B is 18 units from here to there. So that's B right there. C to B is 18 units. And B to C, or sorry, B to E is, wait a second.
10. B to C is 10.
Yeah, hold on. So I did C to B first. C to B is 18 and B to that is 10. Yeah, perfect. So we have 18 and 10 for a total chromosome length of 26. What's your guys' take here?
Oh, wait, no, the B to C is 10. I think you have B to E being represented as 10. So we need to like just switch it.
Okay, give me a second.
should
Let me
be
look.
The E 18.
Yeah, B to
Yeah,
C
B to
this
E
way is 18. B and C should be 10, right? Okay. Yeah, so I'll change my numbers. $10 and 18, and I need to move the dot. And that dot over there is now B. Okay. So 18, so the linkage distances of 10 and 18, that should give us 28, but the longest recombination percentage that we have for that linked group, C and E, is 26. So what do we think happened there, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Okay, all right, I'm back and it's still recording. This is a miracle. All right.
Okay.
Someone's gonna have to make me host again.
All right, I got you. Hold on.
Yeah, I am sorry about that, y'all.
Wait, but it's still recording although you're not co-host anymore?
Apparently?
Yeah, it still says recording.
Well, okay.
I'm actually having an issue.
What's up?
I'm actually having an issue. I'm at 2%. I've gone through every room in this house and it doesn't want to charge.
Okay, I'll finish up quickly. If anything, we know
We're
that you
doing
were here and you contributed.
Soon anyway, so.
It's just a little fast.
Okay, yeah, a little faster. So basically, long story short, on this problem, we had, let me draw a touch. Okay, so we had on the linkage group, we already solved for this first linkage group, and the second linkage group was B to C to E, in which we found out the correct order was C to B to E.
Yeah.
Yeah, C to B to E. And that order was, why is it cutting out? Oh, because I'm not
Because you're
annotating
doing
on Zoom
it.
like a dummy. My bad. So B to C the E. So C is first, B is second, E is third. Line goes all the way out here. And B to C was what again? So B to C was 10.
The C was 10, yeah.
And B to E,
18.
18,
And the total apparently is 26 from C to E.
26. Yeah, 26.
All right, so real quick, so that is the solution for this one. That's the ordered pair. The ordered pair is C to B to E. The distance between C and B is 10. The distance between B and E is 18. And apparently the total distance is 26. And this caused a little bit of confusion in the group when we read this over. So yeah, let's just talk about the fourth and final part. Do we agree or disagree with the first solution and this solution?
Disagree.
On both or just on this one?
Just on the second one.
Okay, why do you
Because-
think that?
Because of 26, the recombinant theory, it doesn't add up to 26. Well, we proven that this whole rule, like, it works, but it doesn't add up though. So disagree. Does everybody
Yeah.
else disagree?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the logic still makes sense, but maybe the numbers are just a little bit off. That's
Yeah.
the best explanation I have for it.
Yeah.
All right,
Perfect.
so yeah,
How
I
about you?
think we got it.
Me too.
All right.
Okay.
That-
We all are confident in it.
Yes.
How are you feeling, Amanda?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty good on it. I think I know it. The only thing I just don't like how the second one, like the CBE, isn't adding up. Like I think it's weird. But there has to be some kind of explanation.
About our recording.
Okay, so we're all good. I'm gonna
I thought you were
stop
asking
the
if
record
we
now.
were confident about our recording.
Oh yeah. I'm good about that.
Yeah, I'm stopping that now.